If you're like most people, you probably think of financial freedom as the ability to buy whatever you want, whenever you want. But the truth is, true financial freedom means much more than that. It's about having a healthy relationship with money and knowing how to use it wisely. The idea of financial freedom is a great goal to have. But what does it mean? Here are 10 things that explain true financial freedom. Number 1. You have enough money to retire. True financial freedom is when you have enough money to retire. This means you don't have to work anymore and have enough money to support yourself without having to work again. You can live off your investments and other assets instead of worrying about monthly bills and expenses. Having enough money to retire is the dream of many people. It represents an end to your financial worries. It lets you focus on what matters most: family, friends, and other personal pursuits. The problem is that many people don't know how much they need to retire. One way to estimate this number is by calculating your annual living expenses and multiplying them by 25 or 30 years. If you have enough money in savings or investments to meet this goal, then you may be on track toward true financial freedom. Number 2. You're not a slave to debt. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to achieve financial freedom is that they cannot get out of debt. They have so many bills and obligations that it's hard for them to focus on anything else in their lives, including saving money and investing in their future. If you want true financial freedom, you must make sure you can pay off your debt quickly and then put all of your focus into building wealth. The first step to being financially independent is freeing yourself from debt bonds. If you've got a car payment, student loans, or any other monthly payment draining your bank account, this is the time to start chipping away at those payments. Number 3. You don't have to work if you don't want to. Freedom is the ability to do what you want when you want to. It's about having choices and being able to make decisions for yourself. True freedom means you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, whether that's working or not working. The key is that when you're working, you choose it, not because you feel like you have to survive, but because it gives you joy and meaning. You can select any work you want and do it when you want to. Number 4. You know how to save money, but you also know when it's time to splurge. You know how to save your money when you have true financial freedom, but you also know when it's time to splurge. Most people think that if they're not spending all their money on the latest sneakers or a new computer, they're just being cheap. But that's not true at all. True financial freedom means knowing when to spend, when not to, and how much is too much. We all know that saving money is important, but it's also essential to understand when you should be spending it. You don't want to be a miser and deprive yourself of fun things just because you're afraid of overspending. You also don't want to spend money mindlessly on frivolous things. It's all about balance. Number 5. You're not afraid to spend money on yourself. You're a big believer in the idea that you get back what you put into your life, so you don't want to skimp on what makes you happy. You're not just thinking about your money in terms of what it can do for you, but also what it means. If you're not afraid to spend money on yourself, you might be on your way to true financial freedom. You know that you deserve to treat yourself and that spending money on your happiness is okay. You know that self-care is essential, and you're not afraid to spend money on experiences that will make you feel good. Number 6. You can pay for emergencies without going into debt or taking credits. You know what it's like to have an emergency come up and not have enough cash on hand to pay for it. Maybe you're waiting for a paycheck, or you forgot to budget for the unexpected. Whatever the reason, the money is gone before you know it. Now, you're stuck with a bill due today and no way to repay it. Financial freedom is being able to pay for emergencies without going into debt or taking credits. This means you have enough money in your savings account or can quickly raise funds to cover an emergency. For example, if your car breaks down and needs repairs, or if your house needs a major repair, you should be able to handle it without having to borrow money from friends or family members. Number 7. You don't need to wait for a paycheck to pay your bills. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to get out of debt is their lack of consistent, reliable income. We've all been there. You've got money in your bank account, but it's not enough to cover the bills you need to pay out of that account. You have to wait for your paycheck, and you're in a panic by the time it comes. It will be challenging to get ahead if you're constantly waiting for your next paycheck to come in before you can pay your bills and make ends meet. True financial freedom means having access to funds anytime, without worrying about whether they're coming from an employer or other source outside your control. But you don't need to wait for a paycheck to have true financial freedom. You can just take care of things as they come along. You can pay for groceries when you go shopping instead of waiting for them to add up until the next check comes in. If you want to go on vacation, book the flight or hotel room now, rather than waiting until you have enough cash in the bank. Number 8. You can go on vacation whenever and for as long as you want. You can go on a vacation whenever and for as long as you want. You can also take your family on vacations yearly because you know you have enough money to afford it. When you're financially free, you don't have to worry about how much money it will take to travel. You just go. We all know the feeling of being stuck at home because we just don't have enough money for a vacation. It's one of the most liberating feelings in the world, and once you've experienced it, you'll never want to return to the way things were before. But what if you could go on a trip whenever you wanted? Number 9. You have more time on your hands. We all want to be able to spend more time with our family and friends, but sometimes the demands of work can make it impossible. True financial freedom means you can finally set aside the hours needed to enjoy life and spend time with those who matter most to you. Achieving financial freedom means having more control over your time and how you spend it. This can allow you to pursue activities or hobbies that bring joy and fulfillment into your life. You might be able to take up a new hobby like running or cooking, or start a side business. You'll feel less stressed. When your finances are in order and you feel you have enough money to cover your expenses, it's easier to relax and enjoy life. Number 10. You're not reliant on anyone else to take care of your financial needs. True financial freedom is a state of mind. It's knowing that you have the skills and knowledge to care for your financial needs, even if no one else is around to help you. You don't have to rely on anyone else, not even the government, to ensure that your bills are paid or that you can buy groceries when the fridge is empty. In short, it means being self-sufficient and taking control of your finances. When you know how to manage your money, whether through budgeting or investing, you won't ever have to worry about not being able to cover your expenses or having enough money for retirement. True financial freedom is not just about the ability to buy a house or car. It's also about being able to do what you love and not having to worry about finances regarding things like travel, education, or retirement. You can be financially free, but it's not easy. For most people, the idea of financial freedom seems to be unattainable and impossible. But with all the opportunities and resources of today, financial freedom is within reach. Did you find this video informative? Let us know in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps us a lot. Watch this next video over here.